And welcome to the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Stern on Spreaker Radio. A lot to talk about in the world of sports. Wow. It has been a crazy week as is. And it's turning around the corner. I mean, football season's almost ready to start. A lot to talk about on tonight's show. Ryan Dempster hitting A-Rod and my thoughts on that. Some people know I'm a Yankees fan. Ryan Bruan apologizing for PED use. Not really. Vin Scully coming back for one more season. That is something impressive, and I'm excited for. And who are my picks to get to the World Series? I'm going to tell you that tonight. More NFL preseason action. Injuries everywhere. It's what it seems like. Especially the Bills. I mean, as a fan, they just can't get a break. And it's not looking pretty. The legacies of Charlie Manuel, Allen Iverson, and Donovan McNabb in Philadelphia sports, growing up in the college atmosphere where Philadelphia sports were prominent. I'll tell you a little bit about that. A lot of competition for quarterback spots in college football. College football is coming around this Thursday, so I'm really excited for that. My view on NASCAR after a nice conversation over the weekend. It was one for the ages, I would say. Changed my view on NASCAR. And a shocker for the ages in the English Premier League. Wow. Like I said, a lot to talk about in the world of sports. So let's get right to it. Man, Jay-Z's great. Alright. Like I said, welcome to the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Cerrone on Spreaker Radio. Coming to you live from Gaithersburg, Maryland. Last time, like I said, for most of you know, I'm moving to Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania next weekend. So I'm really excited about that. It's a great opportunity for me to get started in different career paths that again, like I said, I'm very excited for this opportunity. But this is one of my prime projects right now, working on it. So let's get right to it. Ryan Braun, actually, to get started with the show, he issued a 944-word apology this week about his PED use back in 2011, his MVP season. Now, a lot of it, after reading through it a little bit, I mean, I didn't get the opportunity to read all of it yet, but after reading through a good amount, he just was pretty much saying the same thing over and over again. Wasn't really going into specifics. Maybe a lot of it has to do with the legality issues that he's going through right now. But as I was listening to different outlets about this issue, a lot of them were saying the same thing, and that it's chicken bleep. And you can fill in the bleep part. It really is, to be honest, considering the fact that this guy was almost in the wing of liars in terms of how bad he was willing to throw people under the bus for his own sake. I wouldn't go as far as to say he was Lance Armstrong material, where he was just throwing people under the bus left and right, friends, former teammates. Everybody was going down. Now, with Ryan Braun, he celebrated so much. He celebrated his appeal as if he won the election to be president of the United States. I mean, this was the first guy to win an appeal in the history of baseball. And the fact that he had a press conference about that makes me so upset, really. Because that's just rubbing it in the face that he got off on a technicality. Because he got caught. It just was that the sample did not follow, the person getting the sample did not follow procedures with that, which is why Ryan Braun got off. And then now with the biogenesis, he knew he was done. And the fact that he only mentioned Dino Lorenzi Jr., the guy who collected the sample, maybe for one sentence or two, you know what? That's just chicken bleep. It really is, because this guy is just an average guy just trying to make a couple extra bucks on the side to pay his bills. That's it. And after all these reports this week about Braun calling other players around the league, saying that this guy is anti-Semite, and Brian Braun's Jewish. That really is so low on the level of how bad you're willing to get away with it. And the fact that Ryan Braun next year is going to be the highest paid Brewer on the roster, I'm sure a lot of the players on that team do not feel comfortable around him. I'm sure it'll take some time. I mean, this may be his last statement till next season, till spring training rolls around. Because he's suspended for 65 games, and he's not going to be around the rest of the season. It truly is fascinating to the point that Ryan Braun was willing to go. And believe me, I wish I had the clips for Ryan Braun after his appeal, but man, that was just, looking back on it now, that's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous how Ryan... And if I were Dino Lorenzi Jr., I would sue Ryan Braun for so much money, because this guy's making $100 million roughly for the next couple of years, because that's the contract that the Brewers signed with him a couple of years ago. He should sue for almost the entire amount of his contract, because you know what? At the end of the day, Ryan Braun hasn't earned a single cent, and we don't know if he's clean. At the end of the day, we do not know if Ryan Braun has played his entire career clean, because now there are allegations of use back at college at the University of Miami. It just doesn't look pretty for Ryan Braun. Again, I don't understand. I mean, let's say that he wasn't using before 2011. This guy was a pretty good player as is. He was a liked guy in the locker room. Again, he produced pretty well. The MVP season was obviously an outlier now. But the fact that he didn't do this in front of cameras like he did with his appeal, that's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous for him just to issue a statement. Look, if I were Ryan Braun, how I would have done it was just have a press conference like you did with the appeal and own your baggage. Because at the end of the day, that's what players will respect more. If you own your baggage. Because it'll be all clean for next year. You'll come into next season with very little to no questions about what went on. Obviously, again, let's say that a lot of the issues that he couldn't talk about were maybe for legal reasons. But if they weren't, then he should have just came out and said it. I used PEDs to enhance my performance. That's all that needs to be said. That's it. Because we know why. Again, people are using it for I had an injury and I wanted to heal better. That's maybe 1%. Maybe Andy Pettitte did that. But for the most part, a lot of these players know why they're using, and they sound so stupid. A lot of these players are brilliant guys. And the fact that you act stupid in a press in just with a red statement, yeah. Okay. It did nothing for a lot of people. Again, looking through social media the last couple of days about what he said, a lot of them just don't care. A lot of them don't care because he didn't admit to anything, really. He just said, he was very vague with his statements. He said, at the time, I still didn't want to believe that I had used a banned substance. What substance? We want to know. And this is what cracks me up. Later, further down, after my interview with MLB in late June of this year, I came to the realization that it was time to come to grips with the truth. Yeah, you got caught. That's it. You're not sorry, necessarily. You're not sorry that for using. You're just sorry you got caught. It truly is fascinating to me. The extent that these players are willing to go to make money. But I understand to a degree. I mean, let's be honest. you have a window of maybe 5 to 10 years where you can earn millions of dollars. I mean, if I had that opportunity, would I say I would do it? Maybe, maybe not. It just depends on the scenario. I mean, if I'm a Major League Baseball player already established in this league, probably not. If I was a guy in AAA trying to make the majors, maybe. Now, moving on from Ryan Braun to Alex Rodriguez. Now, this past Sunday night, as I was going through this show live, I actually remembered that I reported, as I was watching the game on Gamecast, that on ESPN Gamecast, that Ryan Dempster had hit Alex Rodriguez with a pitch. Now, what I didn't know because I actually looked it up after the show, and again, it had come up during the middle of my show, and I don't necessarily look up breaking news on the fly, that Alex Rodriguez was accused of leaking and trying to leak information, or at least his attorneys were leaking information that Ryan Braun and his own teammate Francisco Cervelli used PEDs in the biogenesis case. And again, Boston, New York, obviously one of the biggest rivalries in all of sports. And right now, and again, I'll play the audio clip for you now. It was I think it was second inning, Red Sox up 2-0 in the game. Audio's a little bit choppy, but you understand the point. Ryan Dempster hit Alex Rodriguez. Now, to Ryan Dempster, do I have a problem that you hit Alex Rodriguez because he used PEDs? No. I do not. And people know, Sam, you're a New York Yankees fan. You're not going to support your guy? I mean, in terms of being, again, being a player, yeah, I'll support A-Rod. But as a human, as a, anything more than that, not really. I mean, we know why he's being scrutinized by the media. We know that he's at this point, with this investigation, the arbitration, what's going on with Major League Baseball right now, Now, Ryan Dempster, what I expect you to do, Nelson Cruz, Johnny Peralta, those guys used, are you going to hit them? Because if you don't, that's just ridiculous then. Because you know what? At the end of the day, the policy is as it is right now with PEDs. If you get caught, if Major League Baseball says you used, and they have evidence, you have the right to appeal. And that's what bothers me. Because he's just using it. Alex Rodriguez is taking advantage of the system that's already in place. Nothing more than that. Absolutely nothing more than that. So that's what I do expect. I do expect Ryan Dempster, but if he doesn't, then yeah, he's going to get scrutinized even more and more. And it's funny that David Ortiz, a guy who is on the same team as Ryan Dempster, backs A-Rod and say, yeah, that was awful. It goes to show you the length of